not to sound like those gamer YouTubers, but according to YouTube statistics that I've been looking at on my YouTube studio, a huge majority of my viewers are not subscribed. If you're able to, please do subscribe. It really helps the channel, helps encourage me to keep making videos, because I hate editing and hearing my voice. And the more I see people subscribe and enjoy the content, the more I'm able to power through hearing my annoying voice in Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you're looking to get a Rivian, please use my referral link in the link below. Both you and I benefit from using that if you were to buy a Rivian, so please use that link as well. Thanks. On to the video. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon in Orlando. Want to give my 6-month update on owning my Gen 2 Rivian R1S. In massive contrast to the first video, I am not in a garage on a flat surface with a very clean exterior. I decided to take this one off-road, at least kind of off-road. Do the video here. Gives a cool character. But yeah, I'll go over everything I've liked, disliked, things that have improved, things that have gotten worse since that original video a few months ago. And that video was basically giving my thoughts of, right after ownership, a few months after ownership. But today, well, as of a few days ago, marked 6 months of ownership, and I'm at nearly 10,000 miles. So let's go get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. This is my 2025 Rivian R1S. I have the dual max, well, kind of dual max. Instead of the dual max config, it's a dual motor with a software locked max pack, which basically limits it to what the large range would be. So with that, I actually can charge it to 100% every night without worrying about degradation, since charging to 100% is really charging to somewhere in the 80s probably. The gross capacity is I think 141 or 140 kilowatt hours, and this software locked capacity is locked at 120 or right at 120 kilowatt hours. So super good for range. I've done nearly a dozen road trips with this thing already, and it's been phenomenal. Charging has been great. Ride quality has been superior, especially compared to my Model 3. My Model 3's suspension is super tight. It's great for obviously sportiness because it's a performance, but not really good for road trips, at least not the best. This suspension is insane, especially the rear. One time I rode in the back while Mom's Suburbs drove for a road trip, and I stepped in the ant pile. I rode in the back and I was floored by the quality of the rear suspension. It's like a cloud. I fell asleep so quickly, it's not even funny. As far as the range, I've done a bunch of trips down to West Palm Beach from Orlando, and I can pretty much get to those, do those trips with around, give or take, 15% left. Leaving home at 100, arriving around 15%. And that is without stopping the charge. In contrast, anytime I take that trip with my Model 3, I had to always charge at least once, sometimes twice, 2 tiny splashes to make it down there. So I have the 22-inch Aero wheels. If you know me, I am probably the biggest fan of these. I take a lot of photos of them tilted like this, and the camera like this because it's my favorite angle ever. These are kind of dual look wheels. See, if I pull these off, there's actually aero covers here, and you really can look like that under them. So two fantastic designs in one. This is not Rivian's first aero wheel with an aero cap, but this is the better one in my opinion. Just click it on. There we go. Quick little look at the suspension there. Looking pretty good. But yeah, so 22-inch aero wheels. And interestingly enough, there's been mixed information about, do these add range? Do these not add range? Do using the covers make a difference, or do they not make a difference? One of my Palm Beach trips I averaged on the ride down with the aero covers on, I want to say about 2.43 miles per kilowatt hour. The same trip back, same conditions, no wind changes, same speeds, with the covers off, I got about 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour. So there actually is some benefit to using them. So I keep them on for road trips most of the time unless I want to take them off. They look great either way, which is awesome. So yeah, that's the wheels. I do want to get some sort of all-terrain set up soon, whether it be a whole set of all-terrains from Rivian, like rim and tire set, or a set of all-terrains on this wheel. Now I have a friend who's in Orlando as well, runs a very, very big channel compared to mine, Rivian Tracker. And he got these same wheels for his Trimax and put all-terrain tires on them. They look fantastic. Here are some photos of it. But he did say the range plummeted. These tires that are just made for, road use and, light off-roading like this, you could do this with these tires, no problem, or sand. These are much better for efficiency. The thicker tires are great for off-roading, but if you're trying to road trip with that thing, you're gonna need to either stop to charge a bunch or throw some of these on. And funny story, with those all-terrains that he put on there, so we went on a little off-roading trip. 3 of us Rivian buddies went on a trip, doing some sand trekking, and my street tires with the arrows did fantastic. I didn't get stuck. The off-road tires with the arrows on Rivian Trackers did end up getting stuck. Definitely got beached on the battery pack, so we had to basically dig under it to get the wheels onto some traction and then pull it out with our other buddy Kevin's quad R1S with the stock all-terrains. It was a pretty fun time overall, but yeah, a little bit of irony there. I'm gonna turn this way so the wind isn't blowing the microphone. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on the wheels. Obviously, I am kind of biased, but these are the best wheels of all time. Second place, very close second place, would be the Dune Edition. If you saw my last video, I went and saw the Rivian California Dune Edition in Aventura Mall the day it came out, or day after it came out technically. And my gosh, that spec is beautiful. It has both the option of color matched Dune colored wheels, or kind of the gunmetal gray colored wheels, and the one I saw had the gunmetal gray ones. Both options look fantastic, and those would be a very close second. I do hope we can buy these covers. They just brought the ability to buy the set of wheels in the shop, so if you have a Gen 1 Rivian, you can get these now from the gear shop. I also hope they let us buy individual covers, because I have a Cricut and I would love to have a collection of different ones I can put on here. I want color matched white, I want Rivian yellow, do some kind of like swirly thing. The possibilities are endless. Carbon fiber. So yeah, please Rivian, let us buy these Zero covers so I can customize them and sell them different colors too. I want different colors, or I'm gonna do it myself. So that's pretty much it for wheels. Let's talk about towing. I did a little bit of towing with this, helping Mom's Suburbs with some cleaning. Pulled about, I'd say, I think I recall it being like 3,700 pounds or something. And boxes and a very heavy U-Haul trailer. The U-Haul trailer accounted for like 80% of the weight or something. It's hilarious. But it pulled it like a champ. I kid you not. Besides the, the clunking you normally get on the hitch ball here, or this, the wiggling, I couldn't tell that the trailer was behind me. You don't really feel the weight on the suspension because when you put it in tow mode, it beefs up the rear suspension. So when you have the weight on the hitch of the SUV and it brings it down, when you put tow mode on, it actually will put it back up so where it is even with the front. So it won't look like it's sinking down. It looked like it's doing it without any sag at all. But in reality, it's actually putting more pressure in the rear air suspension. But it did fantastic. I didn't do like any far towing, so I don't have a gauge on towing range yet, but I do plan to hopefully get myself a tiny camper soon and start taking that on trips. So stay tuned for that if I ever can. But yeah, so that's towing. The lights, just like in my last video, you can use these for different customizations. They have what are called costumes for special occasions and holidays and things like that, where you can actually change this adjustable light here, which is normally used for an kind of advanced hazard light with directional control. Well, it actually is completely RGB, seems like, because you can address any colors. Well, Rivian can. We can't do it here. But they had ones that let you make it look like Knight Rider. They had ones that locked and did Christmas colors, as well as, I can't remember all. I think there might have been a Back to the Future one. And that same addressable light is on the back here, across the light bar here. So pretty cool indeed. I'd say let's move on to the interior. Welcome to the interior. Ignore my backpack filled with filming tools. So this is the interior. I'm going to straighten the wheel out because it's ruining. There we go. Ruins the photo. All right, now it's straight. We're good. So interior is fantastic. All 3 rows are in Ocean Coast. That's the selection I got. And my goodness, what an option. Very nice looking. The options I got in here, besides the Ocean Coast color, excuse me, the pollen out here is crazy, are Rivian premium audio, which I'll have some thoughts on those in a bit. And I could have gotten the electrically dimming roof, but I decided not to. I didn't see a benefit in it. Ascents come with its standard, and if you were to get a dual like mine, you can spec it. Now when you get the premium audio, you have to get this. It's included. It's in the same package now. Before, they're separate, so I just opted to get just the audio and not the addressable glass. There is also glass back here too. Great legroom in all 3 rows. I can sit here very comfortably. The seat is all the way back because it's set to back up when I get out. but when I'm actually sitting down, it's pretty far. But more upright like that one there. Legroom in this row is great, and in the third row. Especially, I'm 5'9", so I'm not the tallest, but I'm pretty sure it will cater to people a little bit taller, because I had plenty of room back there. Door cards look great. And for those who don't know, going from Gen 1 to Gen 2, you used to have a handle right here. Now it's the button, and that is the door latch. But the front doors still have a latch, but this latch is not the primary latch. You're still primarily supposed to press the button. That has now become the emergency latch. So if in the event you lose complete power, 12-volt battery is gone somehow, you can use that to open the door, because now it's a fully electronic latch. So, shall we talk about the elephant in the room? Audio. If I can focus the camera. There we go, audio. So, Rivian audio. I have a lot of thoughts. While it has gotten better, it's gotten a lot better since delivery in September. Rivian's Gen 2 premium audio option is pretty embarrassing for something marketed as premium audio, especially in a vehicle at this price point. For any of these models, even the base ones in the 70s or low 60s, the audio is embarrassing. These are still premium level vehicles. My problems are these. Number one, zero bass at all. You'll get it for very few songs, and if you do get it, it sounds okay. It's still pretty weak. Other times it'll try to play bass, but in reality, it's really just doing, for lack of better wording, just vibrations, rattling the door cards, rattling the door speakers and whatnot. No actual sub action. And there is a dedicated subwoofer here. That's a subwoofer there. And when I tell you I don't even hear it, I am not joking. And again, like I said, certain songs you do hear bass, but even then it's not that good. And early on, it was also very muffled. It still has a muffled feeling, but they did improve it a little bit by improving the volume of the upper drivers here. Before you could hardly hear anything from them. So all you were hearing was audio from the dashboard speaker and then the speakers in the door. That's all you would hear. Now you can finally hear from the top, so at least you get a more clear and surrounding audio experience, but still it's very flat. It gets kind of staticky at certain high volumes or certain instruments, and again, no bass. So either they need to tune it better via software, and I'm hoping there is an update coming hopefully soon, I think within a week or so, that does state bass improvements, and I'm really hoping that is true, because it's just not there. Many other economy class cars sound better than the music sound of this. So either they're going to need to do some serious retuning and retune it via software, or they'll need to come up with a whole new hardware set of audio drivers. And for people like me who paid extra for the premium audio, they're going to have to replace them with whatever they come up with that's better at no cost to us, because I paid for premium audio. This sounds, forgive me, but it sounds worse than or sounds on par with budget laptops, that $250 HP you found at Walmart. That's pretty much the speakers, the premium speakers on the Rivian R1S. Rivian R1T is a little better, but it's really only due to acoustics and physics. The R1T ends about right here. for the cabin. So there's much less room for sound to, you know, go everywhere, and you have the subwoofer much closer to you, around somewhere right here, versus way back there behind 2 more rows of seats. So the audio will sound better if you're getting a car purely for audio and you really want a Rivian. As of now, the better experience is no question the R1T. But still, the R1T, while it sounds better than this, it's basically acceptable. It's still not anywhere near what I'd call a premium audio setup. I've been in all the Teslas, and of course they have the best audio so far, especially at the price. I've ridden in much more expensive vehicles with their premium audios from different manufacturers like Bose, AKG, Bang & Olufsen, and even many more. And so far, this sucks. It's not close to any of them. So if there's one thing that would make me regret my decision of getting a vehicle, and there's not many at all, if there's one thing, it'd probably be the audio. Gen 1 Rivians actually sound better. So again, if you're looking at from a purely audio perspective, you'd probably have a better experience with an R1 made before a Gen 2. And Gen 1 and Gen 2, Gen 1 has Launch Edition, which has audio from Meridian, and I guess they parted ways or something like that. Afterwards, then it became Elevation, which is, I think, Rivian in-house audio. That one probably sounds the best out of the 3 audios, which is basically Meridian Gen 1, Elevation Gen 1, and then Gen 2, which is this one. So this is probably the worst out of all of them. Yet this is probably the most expensive if you put them all together or side by side. For the most money, the worst audio. So Rivian, please, if you're watching, or if someone here can get this to Rivian, please fix the audio. Either replace the hardware for us or change the software and tune it better so we can actually enjoy the premium upgrade we paid for. This is an additional charge. So, all right, off my soapbox for audio. Back to the interior. The seats are both super comfortable and also really easy to clean. These have had countless food spills, mud, you name it, on here, and it nearly wipes off. You can practically hose these things, and it's actually pretty fun, which is pretty funny. Back of the seats, hard plastic. I think it's a different material for Ascent trims, the tri-motor and quad motor. But you got these kind of wacky pockets back there. I guess you can fit some magazines there, but that's probably about it. Got storage down here. It pulls out like that. You have the rear display here, as well as USB-C everywhere. You got 2 USB-Cs here, 2 more in the chairs as well. And then in the third row, there is a USB-C on both sides of the cup holders. So as far as infotainment goes and controls, apart from the audio, because you already know how that went, the infotainment itself is actually one of the better ones I've used. Compared to that of Tesla, I think it's more user-friendly, especially if you're coming from a 3 or a Y with just the center screen. I believe it's safer to have a center screen. That's why I feel safer driving a Model S or X compared to a Model 3 or Y, because I don't think I should be looking over here for speed and light controls and things like that. It should be right below you, or right below your eyes. In addition to this, I hope we get heads-up display. Heads-up display is also pretty useful because that's even less distracting than looking down here. But yeah, One thing I've noticed for my MCU is that it's pretty slow at times. Other times it's pretty fast. So I think there might be like a memory leak issue or something like that internally. But UI specifically, it's great. I went more in depth on what these controls are in my other videos, so you check those out. But I think it's been pretty good. And everyone that rides in the back likes the rear screen as well. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Again, sorry for the wind. It was a beautiful day, but it's very windy. I think that's about it. I really like this car. I'm still very happy with the purchase in general. I do really hope that they improve the audio, because it's, again, quite embarrassing for the money. But in pretty much every other department, it excels. Suspension is super soft. Ride quality is great. Even my base model dual motor still can get up and go. I really like this vehicle. And then again, the community is just so cool. I might be meeting with them in a week or so for an event, which will be awesome. And I might make a short video for that. But yeah. Whoop. Here comes the wind again. So, if you're looking to get a Rivian yourself, I do have a referral link down below, and I'd really appreciate if you're to use that. Even if you're just browsing, the link down below in the description does have that. So you can click it and browse through the shop of existing R1s in inventory. And if you use that code, don't quote me on this because I don't remember exactly. If you use that code, you can get, I believe, $500 in charging for your Rivian and DC charging at their stations, or $500 to go toward accessories. And anytime someone uses the link to buy a Rivian on my channel, it helps support the channel as well, because then I can use it to get accessories for this, that I can make videos on this, that I can film with this. So yeah, you know, feel free to use the link. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. If I have any other thoughts, I'll probably add them after this, but I think that's it. I love this thing. Just needs a little, well, okay, I won't say a little, needs a lot of help in the sound department. But overall, I'd say it's a probably 8.5 out of 10 of, you know, genuinely overall. And it could be a 10 out of 10, but the minus 1.5 is the audio. And that's a big minus 1.5 because everything else excels. The audio is a zero, like an actual, it's a zero. Zero. It's audio needs work. So, thanks for watching. Oh, there's a plane flying by.